Hello everyone, it's Professor Sadiq Noor, and today I am gonna demonstrate and show you how to complete SAM Project A Excel Module 3 working with large worksheets, chart, and what if analysis. So let's start. So I'm already in the modules. Or in the assignment, you will see same Project A Excel Module 03 working with large worksheets, chatting, and what if analysis. So obviously, we're gonna be completing this assignment here using the Cengage MindTap. So let's start with the steps. So click the assignment. And then be sure your pop-ups are on. Click to launch it. It's going to take us to Cengage. And then you will see the start. So click on the start to start the project. So you have 3 boxes in here. The first box is to download the files, the instructions, and the starting file. Once you have done with it, then you have to upload the finishing file here, and then you will have to hit submit for grading. Right? So the first is to download the file, the instruction and the Excel file. So click on download all so that both the file will be downloaded to your computer. As you see, both the file is being downloaded. Now you can exit the MindTap, right? Or you can just close it. You don't need it because you have to work offline. So you need Excel and Microsoft Word to allow you to complete this assignment, right? In my case, I will minimize it, right? And then I will go to my File Explorer, the yellow folder on my taskbar of your Windows 11. And then I will go to download, and this is the 2 file is being downloaded. The instruction, obviously in Word, and the Excel file that I need to work on it. Now remember, when you download the file, it has one with it. You see the one here? See the one here when you download it. When you're gonna upload it for grading, be sure that you remove the one and replace it by 2. And don't delete anything else. Just you have to replace the 1 by 2 when you are about to submit your or upload your Excel file for grading, right? If you upload the file with the 1, you are not gonna be able to submit for grade. So that's something that you have to take care of it. So these files that I'm working on, I will put it under the description of the video. So if any of you wants to go through the step with me, so you have the files under the description of this video. All right. So first we're gonna open Microsoft Word, the instruction one, double click it, and then be sure that to enable it, and then we're gonna zoom so that we're gonna read the stuff well. Perfect. Now I'm gonna go back to my File Explorer and open the Excel file that we downloaded, and be sure to enable it. And then it's already maximized, right? Perfect. Now in Excel, you see these are the tabs where my mouse is clicking on the tabs. And then below the tabs, these are your ribbon. The ribbon consists of group that has name like font, right? And then you have alignment, number group, styles, cells, editing, right? So when you click on the tab, the ribbon changes according to the tab that you clicked it, right? In the top here, where the floppy disk is, or to save your file, this is your quick access toolbar. This is your search box, and then you can minimize, maximize, and close Excel. Now the next thing here, the white bar where it says formula bar, that's where you're gonna see anything on the cell will be displayed on the formula bar. Or your formulas also will be displayed in your formula bar. Fx is to insert a function. The checksum is to enter. The X if you don't want to enter the value on a cell. This is the name box. The name box tell us where you are currently located. So if I'm here, it's gonna tell me that I'm in B and 17. So B is the column and 17 is the row. All right. And then in a worksheet, the worksheet consists of columns and rows. So the columns are represented by alphabet, whereas the rows are represented by numeric number, right? So if you look down here, we have the tab sheet. So all your worksheets will be added under this tab here in the bottom, right? If you want to add more worksheets, you will click new sheets, the plus sign here, right? And below that is the status bar. It says Excel is ready, calculate, accessibility for the people with physical challenges, right? And then the other thing you will see here, I have the view. Now Excel is in a normal view. You can switch it to page layout and then page break. And then we have the zoom to zoom your worksheet. So the file of Excel is called workbook or spreadsheet, right? So within the workbook, there are gonna be a bunch of worksheets, right? By default, you're gonna have one sheet and then you can add as many worksheets you want, right? So I will click the second tab, which is the second worksheet tab here. So that's the sales, right? And then I will zoom it. So you're gonna see what I will be doing here. Now let's go and read the instruction. So the first instruction here is just to inform you that when you downloaded the file from the Cengage, it had 1 with it. So you need to change it to 2 when you are about to upload your file for grading. So don't forget, which I'm going to show you at the end of this video. So it says here, change 1 to 2. Okay. So let's go with the next instruction where it says project steps. So step number 1, Alexia Fisher is the Director of Recruiting and Business Development for Freedom Financial in San Diego, California. She has been analyzing the sales and dividend for finance professionals in Excel workbook and has asked you to help her complete the analysis. So the first thing that we want to do here, guys, is that we need to go to the sales worksheet, and then we have to rename it as sales and dividends, right? That's the first thing we need to do. So let's do that. So what I will do, I will copy this, Control C, or you can click here to copy it from the clipboard under the Home tab. I will go to Excel to my assignment, and you see I'm already in the sales worksheet. So double click it. When you double click here, you see the sales name the worksheet name is being highlighted. Now paste what you copied, Control and V, and then push the enter key or press the enter key. Perfect. Next, unfreeze the column A so that it is not displayed when you scroll horizontal, right? So as you see, if we move horizontally like this, you see the cell column A is being what? Froze. See? See, if I go this side horizontally, see? The column A is what? Froze, right? So we need to remove the frozen A column. So click the column A let's go back to the View tab. So click on the View tab, and then we have to go to the Windows, and then you will see the option that says Freeze Pane. Click the small down black arrow, and then you will click the first and freeze the pane. So now you see the A. Now if I move to the right, all together is gonna move together, look. So we remove the freeze-ness from column A, all right? So let's get to the instruction again. Middle align and center align the content of the merge cell A1 to improve the appearance of the worksheet title. So A1, so click on this. So this one, you see the name box has A1. So because this cell has been merged, so now we have selected A1. A1 means from A1 all the way to I1 is only one column and one row because of being merged. So what we want to do is go back to the Home tab. Under the alignment, we need it to be aligned, middle aligned first, and then we want it in the center. Perfect. Let's go next. Now in cell I3, insert the formula that uses the now function to display today's date. All right. In what? I3. So go to I3. I is the column and row 3. And then we have to say equal. Now is the function now. As you see here, double click it. And then close the parentheses. All right. And then press the enter key. Perfect. All right. So if you want to remove the time, you can do so. You can go here and then you can say short date, long date is up to you. All right. Next. So let's check the step that we have done. All right. So we're done with this one here, and then we remove the unfreeze column A. Then the title in A1, we use the middle align and center under the paragraph group. And then in I3, we put the now function to display today's date. And then number 5 step is now to fill the range C6 all the way to G10 with the formatting from the B6 all the way to B10 to use a consistent number format for the cell data. So obviously we need to copy B6 all the way to 10 so that we could fill up the range C6 all the way to G10 using the formation in B6 all the way to B10. So let's do that. Step number 5. So in step number 5 now we want, as you see the formation is different, right? So we will select B6 all the way to B10, right? We will use the format painter and double click it. Now go to C6 all the way to G10. All right. Now press the escape. In your keyboard, you have the escape key, ESC, escape, the first key in the top. So press it to terminate the feature of the copy. Now click anywhere. Perfect. All right. So let's go to this instruction. So I will move down. Now step number 6. Alexa wants to show the sale trend for each position a month from January to June provide this information as follows. So in in H6, all right, in H6, insert a line, a spark line based on the data in the range B6 all the way to G6. So this is H6, right? And we want to put the spark line. So you will go to insert, you will see the group that says spark line. Click on line. It's gonna ask you now, what is the data range? From where to where you wanna create the spark line. The spark line actually is gonna show you the trend going from A to Z in a short period of time. In a small cell, you're gonna see all the analysis, right? Instead of creating a big chart. So I will click the up arrow here, and then I will highlight B6 all the way to G6. All right. Now click the arrow again. Now the last box here, it says that choose where you want the spark line to be placed. So already we selected S6, right? So click OK. So that's the trend line, right? Showing you that what was the trend in January, then February, then March, then April, and then May and June, right? So let's go back. Now use the fill handle to fill the range H7 all the way to 10 without formatting based on the content of H6. So let's go and hold this. All right, then click on this here, and then you will say fill without formatting. Perfect. All right. I will move down. See, change the color of the spark line in the range H6 all the way to H10 to olive green text 2, which is the fourth column and the first row of the theme color palette to emphasize them. So go back, highlight H6 all the way to H10, all right? And then you will see now you have a contextual tab for the spark line here in the right of the help. So click on it, and then you will see spark line color. And then they say the first row and the fourth column. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Olive green text to click on it. Perfect. Let's go back to read. Show the high point and the low point in the spark line to make those values easy to identify the high point and the low point in your spark line. While the spark line has been highlighted from H6 to H10, we will go while we are in the spark line contextual tab, look at the show group. So click on high point and click on low point. All right. You can also change the color of the markers. You see here, marker. So any color you can use. Let's go back and read. So step number 7. Copy the formula in cell I6 and paste it in the range I7 to I10, pasting only the formula and number formatting to include the cells total, right? So what we want to do here is that we want to copy the formula in I6 and then in the range I7 to I10, pasting only the formula and number formatting to include the cell total. So to do that, we will go to I6. I6 is here. So first I will copy, go to the home tab, the clipboard under the ribbon, and then click on copy. You will see the flashlight indicate that you highlighted this to copy. And then select select I7 all the way to I10, and then you can do right click on the highlighted cell, and then you see the paste says special, and then you will click on the one that says FX. You see the FX? Click on it. And then to stop the copy feature, you will press the escape key. You will see the escape key like this in your keyboard. Always we press the escape to stop the feature of the flashing around the cell, right? So we did number 7. All right. Number 8. Alexi want to determine how the sales of each month contributed to the total sale. Calculate this information for her as follows. So in B13, insert a formula without using a function. So we have to construct the formula using the keyboard without using a function that divides the total sale for January in cell B10 by the total sale in I10, right? So we have to make the the I10 to be absolute. Use the absolute references to the cell I10 in the formula. So we have to go to B10. So we have to do again, sorry. We have to go to B13. So I'm in B, column B and row 13. And we want to find the share, right? So to construct the formula, you will have to start with equal. All right, equal. And then B10. So that's not B10, that's the B10 here. B10, the 340,415. So B10 divided by I10, which is this one here. All right. Now we need to make the I10 to be absolute, right? So you will hold the Fn and F4 until you see a dollar sign added to the before the I column and dollar sign before the row. So remember, when you want to create absolute like you want to make this cell to remain fixed, absolute, right? So what you need to do to make it absolute cell references, you will have to hold the Fn key in your keyboard. At the same time, you have to press F4. All right. And then when you notice that the dollar sign, as you see here in my formula, before the I and a dollar sign before the row, so the I10 now become an absolute. So this cell here, I10, will become absolute now, right? Because we want to use this amount for February, all these months here, right? Now press the enter key, right? Now we have to fill it. We have to fill the formula B13 all the way to G13. So hold the fill handle. Let me do it again. This is the fill handle. You don't want the plus white. You want the small teeny plus. Hold the left key of your mouse and drag it. Perfect. Let's go and read the instruction. And then they said use the fill handle to fill the range C13 all the way to G13 with the formula in B13. So we're done with that. Now let's see. Alexia would like to increase the average number of products sold per month and specifically how many representative financial products she needs to reach the goal of 20 products per month, right? So we're going to use the goal seek to set the average number of products sold for all position in all position, which is the cell I21 to the average of to the value of 20 by changing by 20 we need to change whatever the value in I21, right? We want to change the value to 20 by changing the average number of representative products cell I17. So by tweaking the I17, our goal is to get whatever in I21 to become 20. All right. So we have to use the goal seek. So let's do that. So this is now it says, let me move up here. It says it's 14, right? The average product. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go to the data tab and then we're gonna go to the forecast and then you will click the black down arrow for what if analysis. Click on goal seek to find the right input for the value you want. So click on goal seek. It's gonna open this dialog box, right? So which cell you wanna set? I wanna set the I21. So I'm okay. Already I'm in the cell that I wanna change. To value what you wanna change the I21 to 20, right? By changing cell, which cell you wanna change. So click on that. And now it says by changing which cell you wanna change, right? So we wanna change I17, right? So you will click on I17, which is this one here. Column I and row 17. And then you will hit OK. So your aim is to change the 14 to 20 by changing this cell. If we don't have the goal seek, it might take us the whole night to figure out how can I make it the 14 to become 20 by changing a specific cell, right? So, but goal 6 makes life easier in Excel. And you see in a few seconds, it's gonna complete my goal. See, 14 to 20, right? It's done. Then click OK. All right. So that was the goal seek. Now the next thing in step number 10, format the text in cell J16 to clarify what it refers to as follows. So we need to merge and center the range J16 all the way to J21. So J16, this is J16 all the way to J21. Let's read again. So J16 all the way to J21. Perfect. We highlighted the cell. Next, we need to rotate. So they said we have to merge and center the range J16 also. Once you highlight it, we will go back to the Home tab. And then you will see the alignment group under the Home tab. Click on Merge and Center. Perfect. Now let's go back and read. Rotate the text down to -90 degrees in the merge cell so that the text read from top to bottom, right? Now, while still the cell is being selected, we will go back to the alignment group under the Home. You will see a small gray arrow, down gray arrow. That's the launcher. Click on it. It's gonna open the Format Cell dialog box. And then here is the orientation. Under the degree here, I will put -90. -90 degree. And then click OK. As you see that estimates only changes. Now change the width of the column J to 7. So select the column J, go back to the Home tab, go to the cell group, click Format, go to the column width and change it to 7. Click OK. Perfect. So we're done with the step 10. Step number 11. Alexi also needs to calculate the dividend on each month if the company earns 200,000 or more in a month. The dividend the dividend uh, the dividend is 30% of the sale. If the company earned less than 200,000 in a month, the dividend is 25 of the sales. So we need to calculate the dividend as follows, right? So we have to use the if condition in the cell B25, right? So what we want to do actually, we will see if the company earned 200,000 or more in a month, then the dividend is 30% of the sale. If the company earned less than 200,000 in a month, the dividend will be 25% of the sale, right? So let's go to B25 first. B25. January, we want to find the amount for January, right? So we will go to formulas, the formula tab. Then you will see the function library. Go to logical, click if. Now here in the if, we will go the dialog box. So what's your logical, right? What is your logical? So let's go back and read now. If the function and test whether the total sales for January in cell B10 is greater than or equal 200,000, right? So we're gonna say in B10, 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 B10 is this guy here, 340,000, right? Greater equal 200,000, right? So 200,000. So if it's true, then what you want? So I want the B10 to be multiplied by 30%, which is 0.3, right? Otherwise, if it's not, then the B10, which is B10 is this here, 340, will be multiplied by 25%, so 0.25, all right? And then click OK. Perfect. So let's go and see what's the next instruction. So here is that if the condition is true, then multiply the total sale, which is the B10 by 0.3 to calculate the dividend of 30%. Then if it's false, which means that the B10 is not greater or equal to 200,000, then it will be 0.25, right? Which represents the 25%. Now use the fill handle to fill the range C25 all the way to G20 with the formula in B25 to calculate the dividend for February all the way to June. So now we need to fill it. So hold the fill handle, that's the fill handle. Hold the left key of your mouse and drag it. Perfect. So I will move down. Now step number 12. Change the spark line in the range H25 to 26 as follows to use more meaningful format. So we need to change the column sparkline to line sparkline. So highlight H25 and 26, select that. And then let's go to the sparkline contextual tab here, which is in the right of the help. When you select the sparkline, you will see the sparkline contextual tab in the right of the help. And then you will see here the second group on the ribbon is gonna be column because that's what you have. Now we need to change the line, right? And then we change it to line. Now apply the sparkline style dark blue sparkline style dark 6, which is the sixth column and the fifth row of the sparkline style palette, right? So if you have Mac, it's going to be the second column, the fifth row of the sparkline style palette to make the sparkline easier to see. So in our case, the sixth column and the fifth row. So it's already been selected and you are already in the contextual tab, the sparkline. Then look for styles. Click the down arrow for more. So let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, and then 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Look at the screen tip, dark blue, sparkline style, dark 6. That's what we want. Dark blue, sparkline, dark 6. Now, number 13, delete the row 35, which contains the information Alexa does not need anymore. So go to row 35, which is this one. So highlight the row 35. Click on row 35. You will see the arrow. Then right click on 35. You will see the shortcut menu and delete. Perfect. Now your workbook should look like the final figure on the following page. Save the changes. And then we have to upload it to see the grade. So obviously your output should look like this. All right. So you can tally here, you can see if you did not follow the step well, right? So I will minimize this. I will click the floppy to save what I did, right? Now my file, as you see here, it has 1, right? And we already know that if you upload a file with a 1, it's not gonna submit it for grade. So we need to change it from 1 to 2. So you will go to File, Save As. I will browse. And then you see I have only 1. Just take off the 1 with the backspace and replace by 2. That's what you need to do. And then hit Save. And then let's close it. Let's go to your assignment. All right, go to modules and SAM project A, Excel module 3, working with large worksheet, charting, and what if analysis. So click on it and let me close this previous one. And then click on load the SAM project in a new tab. And give it a few seconds. So here we have to click start once you're done with the assignment. Now we have done with this one. We will go to the second now. Save the work to SAM. So either you can drag it here in the dotted box or you can click and browse to your file. So I will go to the downloads and I'm not gonna take 1. I will take 2. That's what you need. And that's what they said here too. The file expectation will be 2, not 1. So once you have selected the file, click open, then click submit. Submission successfully graded, and let's see what we got. Then open the Excel file. Perfect. As you see here, 100 out of 100. So I don't have any problem. As you see, all should be checked with a green. If you see any red, it's gonna tell you what you did wrong, right? So with that ends my video for how to complete this project in MindTap. So I hope that you learned the step from me, and also I hope that you understand the concept of working with large worksheet, charting, and what if analysis. So thank you so much for watching, and be sure to subscribe to my channel. Be sure that you share the video to your friends and also to your family. And thank you so much. Um, Thank you, and see you in my next videos. Thank you. Bye.